Hey guys, it's Bonnie, and today I'll be making an add-on tutorial. I'll be showing you how to make these custom floating texts, these holograms. And also, if you don't want to make them, if you just want to download the add-on, well, I'm also going to have it in the description. And let me show you how this one works and what I'm going to be making. So all you do is just place it anywhere, and it's going to place this block. You rename this block to whatever you want with the name tag. And once it's placed, all you do is crouch and click on it, and it turns it invisible. So now you get this floating text wherever you are. The block is just there so it could show you where to rename it. And to remove it, it's pretty simple. All you do is hold a barrier block and you just click on it, and it removes it. And this will work for any version that's running the Bedrock edition, so Pocket Edition, xBox, or Windows 10, or whatever else is running the Bedrock Edition. And it's all done on computer, so let me show you what you have to do first. Once you're on your computer, you're going to need Bridge. This is a program that makes making add-ons really easy and simple. I'm going to put the download link in the description. The first thing you want to do is create a new project. So you go here and then you click on New Project. And you give the project a name. Yeah, you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to call it Holograms. Tutorial Holograms, and give it a description. Yeah, this could be whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. Once you do that, it creates a behavior pack, and then you want to go here where it says resource pack and create, and you also give it a name and put a description. And for the description, you could put whatever you want. And Bridge automatically links them together, so this resource pack, the resource pack, and the behavior pack are now linked together. And now you're gonna need these files. You go here to the official Minecraft add-on page, and you go all the way down, and you download the resource pack and the behavior packs. The first thing you're gonna want to do is go here in the behavior pack and click where it says new file, and we're gonna make a new entity. So click on this one, the one with the creeper head, and just give it a name. So call it hologram. And for the template, click on the one that says blank entity and hit create. And for the format version, just click autofix and open this one where it says Minecraft entity, and open up the one that says description, identifier, and here you give it a custom name. I'm gonna call it tutorial hologram. And for the runtime identifier, choose Ender Crystal. So type in Ender Crystal, Ender_Crystal, and it should show up. And then just click on this one. And this will give it a lot of the same properties that an Ender Crystal has. And here where it says is summonable and is spawnable, put both of them on true. This is just so if you want to be able to summon it with commands, and this one says is spawnable is if you want it to be spawnable with the spawn egg. So just click true, change both those to true, or leave them as true if they're already like that. Then you go here where it says components and type in name, and this one should show up. It says Minecraft nameable. Click on this one, and if it automatically selects it, and then you go over here, click here, and it should give you a few options. And you click on this one, the one that says allow name tag renaming, and change this one to true. This will allow you to rename the mob with a name tag. And then what you want to do is click here again where it says Minecraft nameable, and select this one that says always show, and change that to true. This one will make it so the name is the custom name is always showing, doesn't matter where you're looking. Then you want to hit click on this one again where it says components, and you want to make it so it's always it floats. So if you type in physics, you'll get this option. The one that says Minecraft physics. Click on this one. You click here, and then where it says has gravity, change that to false. This will make it so it's always floating, so it doesn't fall. And for now, this one we're gonna leave it like this. Still not finished, but you wanna save it, or go over here where it says file and then save file, or Control S, whatever, however you want to save it. Then you want to go to the resource pack and hit over here where it says open in Explorer. And this should open the folder where the resource pack is. So you want to click here, open up that folder. And now you're going to need a few files from the vanilla resource pack. So wherever you saved it, you're going to want to open this. You can use 7-zip to open it since it's a zip file. I'll leave a download link for 7-zip in the description. It's free. And you're going to want to copy a few things from here. So the first thing you're going to want to copy is here where it says entity. Make a new folder. If it's not here, make a new folder and call it the same thing, entity. And open that up. And open it up here too, and look for the pig. And drag that in here. Then what you want to do is make another folder. We're going to need another folder called models inside of this one if it's not here. So new folder, and then make a new folder, call it models, and open this one up. And this one also has another folder in there. It's called entity. So you want to make another folder in here, call it the same as that, spelled the same way, and open that up. And again, look for the pig and drag this into this folder. And then we're also going to need a render controller. So if the folder's not here, again, make it, call it the same as this one, the exact same, render controllers, render underscore controllers, and open that up. And again, look for the pig and copy that in here. And the last thing we're going to need is the textures. So we go back over here, and this one already has a textures folder, so we open that up and open up here too. And the one we're going to need is inside of the entity folder, so make a new folder over here, call it entity, and open that up and look for the pig. And this the pig texture, just copy it in here. And those are the only files we're going to need. Once that's done, just hit refresh here on the resource pack inside a bridge. Once you have all those files, go here where it says entity inside the resource pack and look for the one that says pig.entity. You could also rename this if you want. It doesn't have to say pig, just change the pig to whatever you want and call it hologram. And then here, open up this one that says client entity description, and here where it says Minecraft pig, you want to replace the identifier with the one you made in the behavior pack, which is this one. I called it tutorial hologram, but whatever name you gave it, that's the name you want to put over here. Replace the Minecraft pig with the identifier you gave your mob. Then you want to go here where it says textures. You don't need this one, the one that's called saddled. You can delete that one. But here where it says default, it says textures, entity, pig, and then pig. This is the folder where the texture is at. But we changed it. So if you open up the folder, you go to the project you made, and where it says textures, entity, and you can rename this one to, you don't have to, you can rename it to whatever you want. And call it hologram. And And this one is in textures entity, but this one is textures entity pig and then pig. So this one is textures, then it's entity, textures entity, and then the name is hologram. So we don't need these, we don't need this, just type in hologram here. And for the geometry, you open this up and it says geometry.pig the 1.8. You're also going to want to change that. So if you open up that same folder and go to models, entity, and then this is the geometry, this is the model, the pig model. So you could open this in Notepad. So just open this in Notepad, and here where it says geometry, that pig is the same name that's here. So you want to change the where it says pig to hologram or whatever you want, and save it. And then here you want to also change where it says pig. Leave the dots, leave everything, just change where it says pig, and change it to whatever you renamed it on inside that file. Where it says render controller, it says controller render pig, and you want to open the render controller here. It says pig render controller, and you want to give it a custom name, so you click here and controller render pig. So just change the pig to hologram and save it. And then here where it says controller render pig, again change the pig and rename it to whatever you renamed it to inside of that file. I renamed the hologram, so that's what I'm gonna rename it to. And then all you do is save it, and it's still not done, but you can test it now just to make sure everything's working. So all you do is just add the behavior pack and the resource pack to a new world or an old world you want to test this add-on in. So if you go to behavior packs, it should be there now. And it's here for me, so I just click activate. And it also added the resource pack. So all I do is click play. Alright, and it should be in the creative inventory. So if I look for hologram, it's gonna look like the pig, but it's gonna have like the pig spawn egg, but it's gonna have this weird name. I'll also show you how to change the texture and how to make it so it has so it doesn't say this long name. It says item spawn into, so you can change the name on that. So if I try to spawn it in now, it should look just like a pig, but without moving. And if I rename this one, it shows the name. It doesn't matter where I'm looking, but I'll show you how to change it right now. So it is working. So now all you want to do is go back. That was just for testing, making sure it works. So let me close everything so it doesn't get confusing. So go back to the behavior pack and open up the entity. So what you want to do next is go here where it says event and click here and choose this one where it says entity spawned. And we're going to make it add. Click on add and component groups 0, and we're going to add a component group, and it's going to be called visible. It shows this because I still haven't added the component group. So what you want to do next is go here where it says component group and make a new component group called visible. So now when the entity is spawned in, it's going to add the component group visible. So it's going to add this one. And we want to make it so when the player interacts with it, it becomes invisible. So click here where it says visible and type interact and click on this one, Minecraft interact, and when this one is selected, go down here again and click on this one that says interactions. Then 0, click on it again and and you're gonna get a few options here. Go to the one that says on interact, click on this one. Go to filters, all of, 0. Then you want to choose this one that says test, and here it's going to give you a few different options. Look for the one that says is underscore sneaking, this one. Click on this one. So now it's going to test if the player is sneaking. Then it's going to go back up here where it says 0, and click on this one that says subject, and click on player. So now it's testing if the player is sneaking. So go here where it says on interact, and if the player is sneaking and it interacts with it, it's going to trigger an event, which is going to turn it invisible. So for the here, just type in invisible, but it's still, you're going to have to make the event now. So go here where it says event and type in invisible. Go where it says add, and then component groups, 0, and here you want to type in invisible. And it shows this because we still haven't added that component group. Then you go back over here where it says invisible and go where it says remove. Then component groups, 0, and you want it to remove visible. And then you're done over here. Then go back over here where it says component groups and make a new component group called invisible. So once you interact, it's gonna add this component group and remove this component group. And inside of this component group, you want to change the scale of the mob. So type in scale, and you should see this one that says Minecraft scale, and the value, and change it to 0.0. This will make the mob really small. It's not going to be visible. And now you want to add a way to remove the mob, like if you don't want the hologram anymore. So for that, we're going to do another interaction. So just type in interaction, and this one should pop up. Just click on it, then click again interactions, 0, and then again choose the one that says on interact. Go to filters, all of, 0, and then you want to test. And the way I made it on my add-on is they have to have a barrier block on their hand. That's just so people aren't crouching and removing the holograms. So they need to have a special item to remove them, and you can choose whatever item you want. So where it says test, you want to type in has underscore equipment. So it's going to test if they have an equipment, and then the subject, change this to player, and now click where it says domain and choose hand, and then go to value, and this is where you choose the item they have to have in their hand in order for the entity to disappear. I chose barrier blocks, so just type in barrier, Minecraft barrier. So now it's testing if the player has the equipment in their hand, which is a barrier. And then you go back up here where it says on interact, and you click on event, and then you're gonna make a new event. You can call it whatever you want. I'm gonna call it remove. So now I gotta make the event. So I go over here where it says event and make a new event called remove. And there's a few ways to get rid of the hologram. For this one, I'll make it kill itself. So if I click here where it says remove, I'll make it so when the player interacts with the hologram with the barrier in its hand, it's gonna execute a command. So I click on execute, and then commands 0, and this is where you could type in any command. So I'm just going to type in /kill @s. So that's how it looks. So once the player interacts with it, it's going to kill itself. And all you do is save it and you're done. Now you go open it up again in Minecraft. So now if I place one down and give it a custom name, and if I crouch, it should make it disappear. And if I want to remove it, I hold a barrier block in my hand. If I'm not holding a barrier block, it's not going to do anything. But if I'm holding a barrier, yeah, to find the hitbox, it's kind of hard because it shrinks it down. But yeah, it makes it disappear. And it's pretty much finished now. So I'm also going to show you how to change the model and Detector. So if you don't want to use if you don't want it to look like a pig, but you know, it shrinks either way, so it doesn't really matter. I'm also going to show you how to change the name. So it says regular name instead of this really long name. And I'm also going to show you how to change the texture on the spawn egg, so you could make a custom, so you place a custom texture. And for that, it's really easy. So all you want to do is go over here where go back to bridge, go where it says resource pack. This to change the name so it doesn't show that really long name. Go to text that, and then you look for whatever language you're using. And for me, I'm using English US. So, but if you're using Spanish or depending what language you're using, you're gonna need to add it. I'm using English US, so it's already here. But if you don't have it, you could go back to the vanilla resource pack and then go where it says text and look for whatever language you're using. English US or whatever. Just look for your language here and copy it into the language folder inside the text folder. But I'm using this one, so all you have to do is type in this name. This one is item.spawnEgg. So I just type it exactly how it's there. Spawn. And it says item.spawn_egg.entity and tutorial hologram. Name, and then you click on equals, and whatever you write after that, that's the name it's gonna give it. So if I type in hologram and then save it, and you exit that world and load it back up. So now if I check it, now it says hologram, and that's how you change the name on the spawn egg. Okay, now if you want to replace the spawn egg icon with a custom image, you go here where it says resource pack and you hit this icon, the one that says open in Explorer, and open up that folder again and go here where it says textures and make a new folder, call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it tutorial, and open that folder. And this is where you're going to want to place the custom image you want to use instead of the spawn egg. I'm going to be using this one I made. It's just a name tag that's been colored a bit different. And you put your custom image in here. Just make sure it's in a PNG format. And once you have that, you can close this. Once you have that here, what you want to do next is go here in the resource pack and go to textures click on textures and click on this one that says item underscore textures.json, and you open up this folder and you click here where it says texture data, and then here where it says add object, and give it a name. I'm gonna call it tutorial. Then it's gonna give you this option. Click on here where it says textures, and then 0, and this is where you put the destination of where the image is. For example, this one, the one I just added is inside of the folder textures, and then inside of this folder called tutorial, and then it's hologram. So I'm gonna have to put textures, tutorial, and then hologram. To do that, you go here where it says add value, type in textures, tutorial, / tutorial, and then the name of the image, which mine is called hologram, and then you hit enter. So once you do that, save it, and once you do that, go here where it says entity and open up the hologram entity. And next you want to go here where it says spawn egg, and here where it says texture, you want to change where it says spawn egg, change it to whatever name you gave it over here. I called it tutorial, so I'm going to replace this name with the name you gave it. I called it tutorial, so that's what I'm going to write here. And here where it says texture index, change the 2 to a 0. Here where it says texture index, the reason I put 0 is because this is the number it assigned that texture. So it's gonna get the texture from this one called tutorial, and it's the one 0. So it's gonna place this icon, and that's what you do. And then all you do is just save it. So now if you load the world, it should have changed the spawn egg texture into the custom image you just chose, and it changed the spawn egg texture, switched it to the custom image I made. So if you search it up now, this is what it's gonna look like. And yeah, this is pretty much it. You could change the model in Blockbench. I won't really be going over that, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. It disappears either way, so you don't really have to worry about the texture, the model. But if you do want to change it, you could just open up the model in Blockbench and edit it. And that's about it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. And like I said, the download link is going to be in the description.